In 2008, in Tucson, Arizona, a homeless man would go from alleged indecency arrest to being accused of unspeakable crimes, shocking a community and horrifying the nation. This is the story of Apollo Keith Ortega, a man with troubled past. According to court and arrest records, before the crimes he was homeless, had history of drug and alcohol abuse, and reported heavy substance use, beer since childhood, marijuana, cocaine, meth, heroin. By his own admission, he claimed that he heard voices, which he identified as Satan, and said those voices drove him to commit his crimes. Briefly note that he quit school in 9th grade, had no stable job, lived with various friends and fellow homeless people, and never had a stable relationship. In 2008, over a very short period, within 19 days, Ortega attacked 3 women in Tucson. First incident, a 37-year-old woman was raped and brutally beaten. She survived. Then, a 57-year-old woman, Margie Ortiz, was found murdered, and later the body of a 52-year-old woman, Norma Jean Connor, was discovered. When Connor's body was found, the autopsy was initially inconclusive and the death was classified unknown causes. After the surviving victim and evidence from the other scenes were collected, DNA analysis linked Ortega to the crimes. Upon arrested originally October the 24th after first murder charge, he confessed to the second killing. Law enforcement used DNA evidence, and the belt used to strangle the first victim matched to Ortega's previously provided DNA sample from unrelated earlier charges. Investigators interviewed Ortega. He admitted to the crimes. He claimed his drug and alcohol addiction, along with hearing voices, which he said belonged to Satan, compelled him to commit them. Prosecutors originally sought the death penalty because of multiple homicides and severity of crimes. Instead, Ortega accepted a plea deal. He was sentenced to 2 life terms without parole, plus 20 years for the attempted murder, rape of the surviving victim. On sentencing day, victims' relatives and surviving victim addressed the court, expressing pain, loss, fear, and grief. Community reacted, shock, fear, sadness. This wasn't a simple crime of theft or a random attack. It was brutal and targeted. According to later reports, in 2017 Ortega was found dead in prison at the Arizona Department of Corrections, Amen Prison Complex. Unresponsive in his cell, it was treated as a suspected homicide and investigation was opened. Ortega said he heard the voice of Satan, raising urgent questions. Was this a sign of serious mental illness? Did drug abuse fuel it? And did he have any support to get help before tragedy struck? Homelessness combined with untreated mental health issues and addiction can turn vulnerability into tragedy. When no support exists to break the cycle, crime often comes from broken systems and personal trauma, not just evil. This case shows how quickly violence can escalate. In less than 3 weeks, from one attack to multiple murders and assault. It shows the importance of mental health support, substance abuse treatment, and social safety nets. It highlights that victims are real people, survivors, families, communities left with loss and trauma. Society often ignores homeless and vulnerable people until something terrible happens. The story of Apollo Keith Ortega is horrifying, but it's not just a horror story, it's a warning. Homelessness, addiction, and treated trauma, they don't just destroy lives, they can lead to tragedy for innocents too. If you or someone you know struggles with mental health or addiction, seek help. Speak to professionals. If you're new here and you want more stories like this, real crimes, real victims, real justice, subscribe and turn on notifications. Leave a comment below. What do you think could have stopped this tragedy? Do you believe Ortega was mentally ill or just evil? And don't forget to like and share, so more people learn about how fragile life and justice can be. In memory of the victims, may their lives and stories not be forgotten.